Hello. Hey, Mira. Hey, Nick. What's going on?
We have an issue. We both really like making friendship bracelets, and we both really like baking cookies, but we don't know what to do.
I wish I could make both, though.
Okay, I see your problem. How about I teach you about a really important economic concept called absolute and comparative advantages? I know just the person we can go to. Follow me.
Thanks.
Thank you. So what is absolute and comparative advantage? Absolute and comparative advantage are the things that companies, people, or even countries use when trying to figure out who should make what product.
Let's start out with the output. Basically, when they're asking for absolute advantage, it means who can make the most of the product. When they're talking about comparative advantage, however, it's asking who has the lowest opportunity cost while making the product. We have Tom here and Harry here, and we have good X and good Y. To find out who has the absolute advantage, we look towards who has the bigger numbers. Tom has 5 in good X, and Harry only has 2. Therefore, Tom has the absolute advantage in good X. And for good Y, Tom has 15, and Harry has 10. So Tom also has the absolute advantage in good Y as well. To find out who has the comparative advantage now, we use the rule called the over rule. So we take 15 over 5, which is 3. And for this one, we have 5 over 15. For this, we use 10 over 2 and 2 over 10. So it's clear that Tom has the comparative advantage in good X, and Harry has the comparative advantage in good Y. To conclude, Tom should produce good X, and Harry should produce good Y.
Now let's look at input. Input is the number of hours, workers, or supplies a company or country puts into making a product. When looking at absolute advantage for input, you look at the least number instead of the greater. For example, the least number of hours or workers. However, when looking at comparative advantage, you once again find the lowest opportunity cost. But this time, instead of using the over rule, you use the under rule.
The following are the number of acres of land it takes for each country to produce wheat and cotton. For the same amount of wheat, France needs 14 acres, while Spain only needs 12. For cotton, Spain needs 15 acres, while France only needs 6. For input, the least number is the absolute advantage, because the country that can produce the same amount of wheat or cotton, but with less acreage, has the advantage. In this case, Spain has the absolute advantage in wheat, because it only needs to have 12 acres, whereas France needs 14, and France will have the advantage in cotton. Following the under rule, in order to figure out who has the lowest opportunity cost, for wheat, you would put the number of acres of cotton under the number of acres of wheat. In this case, it would be 12 over 15, or 15 under 12, and it would be 6 under 14 for France. Then, you would do the same for cotton. So it would be 12 under 15, and it would be 14 under 6. Since Spain only has 12 out of 15 and France has 14 out of 6, Spain has a comparative advantage in wheat. For cotton, since Spain is 15 over 12 and France is 6 over 14, France has the comparative advantage in cotton. This means that Spain should produce wheat and France should produce cotton. Just remember, in and under and over and out.
Now let's try and use comparative and absolute advantage to solve Nick and Mira's problem. First, we have to make a table to find out who has which advantage. So we have to write down the information on how many batches of cookies or friendship bracelets Nick and Mira can make in an hour. So across the top, we write cookies and bracelets. And across the side, we write Mira and Nick. Now we just need to fill in the information they gave us. So in 1 hour, Mira can either make 3 batches of cookies or 6 bracelets. And Nick can make 8 batches of cookies, but only 2 bracelets. Now we have to use the over rule. So we do, for Mira and cookies, we do 6 over 3 and get 2. And for bracelets, we do 3 over 6 and get 1/2. For Nick in cookies, we do 2 over 8 and get 1/4.
And for bracelets, we do 8 over 2 and get 4. So when we started, for absolute advantage, we do 3. For absolute advantage in cookies, Nick won. But for absolute advantage in bracelets, Mira won. Now that we found comparative advantage, we can find out who has a comparative advantage in each. So for cookies, since Nick has a lower number, he has a comparative advantage, which means he has the lowest opportunity cost, so he should make cookies. And for bracelets, Mira has the lowest opportunity cost. So if they were to decide what to do, Nick should make cookies and Mira should make friendship bracelets.
Thanks a lot, we really understand that.
Great! Oh, you're welcome!
I don't understand what to do. I'll make cookies.
And I'll make friendship bracelets.